Hello, everyone. Today is Wednesday, August 6, 2025. Update for Thursday the 7th. All right, let's go. Well, as far as official setups, let's keep these two in here. Obviously, and as usual, wait for entries. Not a bad day overall in the portfolio. Go ahead and bump your stop on KGC. We're in longer term trend following mode there, obviously. SDLP still looks pretty good, especially if we take out this pivot point, which would get us pretty close to that trigger. ABCL, still like it too. I didn't adjust the entry down, even though it sold off a little bit today. Still looking interesting. A nice little Landry pullback. This one will be a short. I don't see any reason to put any shorts on at this juncture, but as I preach, I like to show you what I see. Bitcoin Depot, kind of Flatsville down a little in here. This one's been a little bit of a disappointment. Obviously, you know, routine one day at a time and honor your stop. Not a disappointment is KGC. Bam! Breaking out the brand new highs. So that's continue to break out the brand new highs. That's starting to look pretty darn good. This was quite the dead money for a while, and then it began to take off. That's why we followed the plan. Doesn't always work. Who knows? On BTM and VG, we'll see. But the rest of these, knock on wood, are doing okay. K-Tail's down a little, but just off of all-time highs. It could use a bit of a rest. TFPM, not a bad day there. Just shy of closing a brand new high. So that's certainly, obviously a good thing. TJ off its best levels, but it had a decent day nonetheless, just off of all-time highs. IPO, that's certainly a good thing. VG remains a bit of a disappointment. It's an IPO, but obviously a disappointment. Honor your stops, just in case on that one. Let's take a look at the overall market, and then we'll drill down a bit. First of all, S&P 500, not a bad day there. Glad to see it bouncing back a little. And here, so far, obviously, we've closed this gap, and we're not that far away from all-time high. So far, so good there. Take a look at the NASDAQ Composite. Not a bad day there, too. Action similar to the P so far, at least. Let's take a look at the Rusty 2000. Kind of Flatsville. Really not a whole lot to report there. It still has its work cut out for it, obviously. So, routine. One day at a time. Stop if you heard that before. Cybersecurity up a little in here, still below its prior peaks. There's a few areas that have come back in after trying to break out. Financials would be another one of those areas. Now it has a little bit of overhead supply to overcome. It still has to close that gap. Take a look at utilities, selling off a little bit in here, but they've broken out nicely as of late. Some of these utilities are starting to act more and more like momentum stocks, so that's kind of interesting. Metals and mining tried to rally, but came back in by the end of the day. Gold, the commodity, sort of Flatsville down a little bit. Gold stocks have been doing really well as of late. I find that kind of interesting, and I'm not going to argue with it as a trend follower. Defense just kind of consolidating in here like the KTOS. It could use a little bit of a rest, but so far, so good. Longer term uptrend remaining intact there. Pot stocks coming back in. Looks like we're back to a process than an event there, but we'll keep an eye on that and see if anything comes from it. Semiconductors, kind of Flatsville, hanging in there, but I sure like to see them get past this prior peak and not look back. Software, another one of those areas dipped back below its recent breakouts, but it's trying to rally, and it's not too far away from all-time highs, so we'll give it the benefit of the doubt for now. The bottom line is things still look pretty good. There's obviously some weakness here and there, and some concerns, such as these areas that have come back below their prior highs, but overall, things still look pretty good, so continue to follow along. If you have any questions, routine. Everybody have a fantastic night. We'll talk tomorrow. Thank you so much.